Hello, intrepid heroes, and welcome to another installment of Edgartown Public Library's Monster Mondays, a summer reading series where we take a look at classic monsters throughout history and the world of fantasy. We'll explore their origins as well as taking a look at their strengths and weaknesses so you can be prepared if you find yourself face to face with them as your foe. The stories of mummies and their curse was brought to light after the 1922 Valley of the Kings excavation. Mysterious stories started popping up referencing various people involved with the excavation falling ill and dying from all manner of ailments. The whispered conspiracies and cult fanaticism was solidified with the dramatization of the experience in the 1932 film The Mummy. Since then, the myth of the mummy has been explored in many different ways that we will dive into today. Let's start by exploring how one becomes a mummy. There are three ways that a person would likely be chosen to undergo the mummification process. Firstly, royals and high ranking religious members of ancient powers were often mummified as a symbol of respect and hope that their legacy would live on in the afterlife. The second is a direct consequence of the first. Powerful people require many servants, and so many people were often mummified in order to be preserved for an afterlife of servitude to their perceived betters. Finally, on rare occasions, mummification was used as a punishment for priests who erred in their worship or committed some form of sacrilegious action. In this way, they would be forever subjected to immortal torment for their transgressions. No matter how a mummy came to be, there are a number of important strengths and powers that it pays to be on the lookout for if you're planning on going tomb raiding. Mummies are usually supernaturally strong. The dark magic that animates and preserves their bodies also infuses them with power beyond mere mortals. Most of you have probably heard of the mummy's curse. A mummy's curse can be physical, where your body actually turns to dust over a few days. It can also be fate based, where a grave accident will cause your untimely end. Or it can be global, involving plagues and famine in line with those from biblical Egypt. No matter the curse, the only way to avoid them is to have not disturbed the mummy in the first place. Some mythos speak of mummies with powerful magic imbued in them by their dark and ancient gods, or the power to charm humanoids, much like some vampires. If you've already made the grave mistake of triggering a mummy's ire, take these simple steps to ensure your continued survival. First, and most important, find a good, reliable source of fire. Mummies have dry, magically preserved flesh and will light up like torches with a healthy application of a burning inferno. Once you've dealt with a mummy's physical form, it's best to continue searching until you've found where they stash their heart. Most mummies will expire completely when their physical form is destroyed, but the most powerful will reform if their heart remains intact. It's always best to assume you're dealing with a powerful mummy and find their heart and set it aflame to ensure that they are dealt with for good. You can investigate and fight against these monsters and more in the great tabletop role playing game Monster of the Week, which is available through your local Clams library. If you'd like to know more about mummies and their many iterations, check out the books and media listed below in the video description. Most are available through your local Clams library or one of our digital resource offerings. Thanks for joining us this week for a special summer reading series, Monster Mondays. Be sure to check out all of our other summer reading programs at edgartownlibrary.org under the Kids and Teens tab. You can also sign up for access to our digital D&D materials through D&D Beyond by contacting me through Instagram at EPL Dungeon Master or through Discord at Library Wins, that's Library Wins with a Z, hashtag 7610, or you can email me at clook@clamsnet.org. That's CLOOK@clamsnet.org. See you next time when we take a look at Cthulhu and all things from the beyond. Thanks for coming.